This is my condo review of Aurea, the next chapter in the iconic Golden Mile complex. Golden Mile complex was a landmark of Singapore's architectural history. In 2021, it became the first large-scale strata development to receive conservation status from the Urban Redevelopment Authority. It was acquired by Far East Organisation, Perennial, and Sinoland in a collective sale, paving the way for a bold new chapter. 4 additional stories will be added to the existing structure, and a 45-story residential tower will be built beside the complex. This tower, named Aurea, derives its name from aurum, the Latin word for gold, and it will be a part of the newly rebranded Golden Mile Singapore. What makes this transformation even more special is that DP Architects, the original firm behind Golden Mile Complex, has been appointed for the redevelopment. This full circle moment ties the past to the future in a meaningful way. When Golden Mile Complex was first conceptualized in the 1960s, Singapore was in its early years of independence. It was envisioned as a self-sufficient vertical city, integrating commercial, residential, and office spaces, one of Asia's first mixed-use developments. The project embraced Brutalist Architecture, a post-war design movement known for its raw, unembellished aesthetic. Brutalism is defined by exposed concrete surfaces, heavy block-like structures, geometric repetition, and function-driven design. Some other notable buildings with Brutalist architecture include the National Theatre in London, the Boston City Hall, and People's Park Complex back here in Singapore, which still stands today in Chinatown. So while often polarizing, Golden Mile Complex has become an enduring icon, with its sea-facing terraces and bold, sloping form setting it apart from conventional developments. Over time, it also gained a reputation for having authentic Thai cuisines, drawing food lovers across generations. So what can we expect from the next chapter of this iconic development? Golden Mile Singapore will consist of the Golden Mile, which is the rejuvenation of the existing Golden Mile complex, featuring retail, offices, and medical suites. The developers have indicated that they intend to retain ownership of the retail podium and curate the tenant mix. Up to 80% of the retail units will be F&B units, while the remaining 20% will be allocated to a supermarket and other services beneficial to homeowners. The next portion of the development will be taken by Aurea, a 45-story residential tower consisting of 188 units with views of the Bay Area and the city. The expected TOP is in Q2 of 2029, slightly later than the Golden Mile. This is good as future homeowners would already have access to commercial services when they move in. Moving on to unit mix, all 188 units will be split between 2 to 5 bedroom units. This signals that the developers are serious in catering for own-stay buyers over investors, as larger unit sizes are beneficial for families looking for a home within the core central region. A majority of the units will belong to the 2-bedroom units and the 4-bedroom units, cumulatively taking up almost 75% of the total units within the development, with the remaining belonging to the 3-bedroom units, the 5-bedroom units, and you have 2 exclusive penthouses on the top floors of the development. All the 5-bedroom units will start from the 34th floor, while the 2 to the 4-bedroom units will start from 4th all the way until the 32nd floor. The main entrance of the development will be along Beach Road. All your 2 and 3-bedroom units will face the city, while your 4-bedroom units will face the Bay Area. For the 5-bedroom units, the larger 3,251 square feet unit will face the Bay Area, while the smaller 5-bedroom unit will face the city. For the penthouses, Penthouse 1 will be facing the city, while Penthouse 2 will be facing the Bay Area. So in terms of the facade of the development, you can expect elements from Golden Mile Complex, including the oculus windows. Units facing the Bay Area will also have access to seafront balconies, complemented with lush sky gardens on the exterior. Expect light-filled spaces in the interior of the units, as well as functional layouts, as well as common areas that are planned to encourage connection between residences. This hopefully helps to promote a sense of connectedness and community. Next, when we look at the development facilities, your facilities will be split across 3 levels. Level 3, Level 17, as well as Level 33, each with its own theme. You have 2 infinity pools, one on level 3 and one on level 33. You have also a kids area, lounge spaces as well as a clubhouse on level 3. On level 33, you also have a bouldering wall as well as a sky gym. Apart from being part of the second chapter of the Golden Mile story, another value proposition for the development is its views. Whether it's your bayfront balcony or taking a swim on the infinity pool at level 33. So what's important to understand is whether or not your views will be future-proof. The image on the left gives you an estimate of the distance of nearby buildings. So to give you an orientation, your main entrance will be along Beach Road. Let's start with the City View units. Across Beach Road is Beach Road Gardens, a collection of HDBs roughly 16 stories tall. So in order to clear this view, units would at least have to be above the lounge level on level 17. For units below that level, you could still get a pocket view of the Kallang River to the northeast. And also, at least you are 80 to 100 meters away from the cluster at Beach Road Gardens. Bayview units, on the other hand, will get an unblocked view of the stadium, Kallang Basin, as well as the Bay Area. However, what is also important to understand is the future developments within the neighbourhood. The latest master plan has the plot across Nickel Highway and beside the development coloured in yellow. This indicates that the government has zoned it as a reserve site. So unlike being currently zoned as a residential or commercial site, this gives potential homeowners some security that there isn't any concrete plans or developments in the immediate future. However, there are a couple of caveats. The first is the presence of Nickel Highway Station, which already exists today. The government would not have built an MRT station if it did not anticipate an increased number of ridership within the vicinity. The next point is that the master plan is already due for a refresh, since the last one was in 2019. Typically, the master plan is refreshed every 5 years, which means that we should expect a new version soon. This could have the reserve sites rezoned for other uses. If we work on the assumption that it will be refreshed into a residential zone, it will still take some time before the land plot is released for sale, for it to be sold, and then for it to be built by developers. This should buy you the unblocked view for at least the next 3 to 6 years. Even if future developments come up, you still get some distance across Nickel Highway, given that some of these distances are already at least 80 meters from Beach Road Gardens. This means that it could still be possible to maintain pocket views of the Bay Area. So I want to talk a bit about the 4-bedroom layouts in this development. There are two layouts, the 1,442 square feet unit and the larger 1,798 square feet unit. So both units will have bay views, which means that they face generally southeast. As Aurea is not a harmonized development, take note that the aircon latch has already been counted into the total square feet. So you get a private lift as well as a private lift lobby with swing doors. I like that the private lift doors don't directly open into your living. And there's a separation between the lobby as well as the rest of the units. I would have wanted a separate wet and dry kitchen, and the dining table here looks a bit squeezed out. I think placing the dining table in the balcony would be the better choice, freeing up your living area. You have a WC at the end of the kitchen and a yard area, but typically I would have expected a store or home shelter so that the live-in helper has her own quarters. It's nice that all the 4 bedrooms can fit at least a queen-size bed, which is what home buyers today expect in the market. I also like that the master here is sizable, and imagine the views that you wake up to facing the Bay Area. However, the master bath is quite disappointing. For bedroom 4, expect that it will be not very well lit, since it has only one small window over here. So you could get some flexibility in redesigning the space, with the walls along bedroom 2 as well as bedroom 3 being a different shade than the others, indicating that it could be hackable. This will allow you to expand your living or your master bedroom should you need more space. From the layout, I think you can expect most of the communal activities to be congregated at the balcony area while overlooking your Bay Area view. Now moving on to the larger unit, similarly you get a private lift with a lift lobby. This time, you get a view into your home, however, at least there's a swing door to separate both spaces. One thing that I like is the view you get when you first step in from the lift lobby swing doors. You have the entire view of the living into your balcony and subsequently your Bay Area view. This will make your unit feel very airy, bright in the day, and large. I prefer the synergy here between the balcony, the living and dining spaces, as well as the kitchen for this layout. It gives me multiple areas to actually host my friends and families with different settings, whether it's indoor or outdoor spaces, or even a combination of the two. Personally, I like the island kitchen concept, but I can also see how some people would have preferred a completely closed-off kitchen. separate from the living and dining. Similar comments about the yard space over here, but at least for this unit, we can clearly block off the entire area for a helper's quarters. So unlike bedroom 4 in the previous layout, all 4 of your bedrooms in this layout will have the bay area view. The master bath for this unit is also bigger. You have a double vanity as well as a bathtub. Now the walls along bedroom 4 and bedroom 3 are also a different shade, which indicates that they could be hacked down to enlarge the master and bedroom 2. This layout is what you would expect of a proper 4-bedroom compared to the previous layout. Let's now talk a bit about numbers. The developer has stated that starting prices will be from $2,750 per square foot. Now take note that the development is not harmonized, which means that you can take about a 5% additional increase when you compare it to a development that is harmonized. In this slide, we will compare Aurea's pricing with the latest development within the area, which is Rocoland's Midtown Modern. I've used the past 6 months transaction data in Midtown Modern for the 2-bedrooms to the 4-bedroom units compared to a range of per square foot prices for Aurea, starting from $2,750 per square foot. So I've also included the floor levels for the transactions in Midtown Modern, since for the 2-bedroom and 3-bedrooms, for example, there was only 1 unit transacted. Hence, the floor level will be taken into consideration when evaluating a unit, since we don't have an average number. So this is how you can read the table. If the 710 square feet at Aurea launches for $3,194 per square foot, that gives it a price of $2.27 million. Comparing it to the latest transaction in level 23 of $2.4 million, this gives a price difference of 6%. Similarly, for a 1,001 square feet 3-bedroom compact unit at Aurea, which launches for $3,194 per square foot, this means that the unit will cost $3.2 million, which is 23% higher than the recently transacted $2.6 million at Midtown Modern. Next, let's take a look at an estimation of per floor price jumps on launch day. I'm going to be a bit more aggressive on the per floor jump since views are quite a strong selling proposition for the development. So I've separated it between the bay facing and the city facing stacks. For the city facing stacks, I think the lowest per floor price jump will be between the 4th and the 16th story, since these units face the HDB cluster along Beach Road. Above the lounge level on level 17, I would expect that the per floor price jumps would start to increase. And I think that there will be a further per floor price jump after level 22, since levels beyond that will clear the commercial building at the Golden Mile. I've also left the per floor price jump above level 33 for the 5-bedrooms and the penthouses outside of this, since they are exclusive units and harder to predict. I also expect lower floor levels for the bay-facing units to have a higher per floor price jump than compared to the city-facing units. So combining these assumptions, here is my guess on the estimated prices that you can expect for the 2 to 4-bedroom units on launch day. So the developer has come out to say that the starting price for the 646 square feet unit, which is only available on one stack, will be $1.92 million. If we apply the per floor price jump that I've estimated in the previous slide, for the bay-facing and city-facing units, these will be the prices. Expect 3 bedrooms to cross the $3 million mark after level 12, and the smaller 2 bedrooms to pass the $2 million marks on level 16. The largest 710 square feet unit should start from higher than $2 million. If you're looking at the 4-bedroom units, the smaller 1,442 square feet 4-bedroom unit should be just north of $4 million on level 4, stretching all the way up to $5 million on level 32. For the larger 4-bedroom unit, you should start slightly under $5 million and on the higher floors be about $6.2 million. So that's all I have for my condo review on Aurea. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video useful, please help to leave me a like as well as subscribe to the channel. If you're interested to find out more information on Aurea, please feel free to drop me a message. See you in the next one.